Good morning. Today is Amazon Prime Day. Millions of consumers are going to take to their computers to go and order a variety of merchandise online today. And there are still others who are going to piggyback on Amazon Prime Day to try to promote something that they want to promote. Well, we're from Long Island, so we are not to be outdone.
Yeah.
We are going to take the opportunity to showcase some of our homebred retailers, bedrock institutions of their communities, as well as take the opportunity to talk a little bit about an issue that is important to these businesses but remains unresolved. And that's the issue of sales tax fairness, where we have some of the businesses who are here. One of the businesses right behind me, PC Richard, where if they sell an item, they're collecting sales tax, they're submitting the sales tax to the state. Someone goes online, they may or may not be paying that sales tax. It's a loss of revenue to the counties, and it creates an unlevel playing field for our small businesses. We do need legislation passed by New York State that'll enable us to begin collection of these sales taxes. The South Dakota law, which is what the Supreme Court considered, is to be the model for this type of legislation. They do not collect, or they are not intending to collect sales tax on every vendor, including the smallest of vendors. If you have over $100,000 of sales or over 200 transactions within the state, they will seek to collect the sales tax from you. One of the other provisions is that they will not seek to collect sales tax retroactively. Another is that they need to implement a simplified system of collecting sales tax, and it should not place an undue burden on interstate commerce. So there are still some parameters to work with. And one other item that we still have to watch out for is potential action by Congress, who may weigh in. And there are a number of proposals down in Congress right now. There are some just being talked about, some out there on the actually on the docket. Some of them are a little scary, to say the least.
We're all aware that despite the Supreme Court ruling, New York State cannot fully recognize the benefits of sales tax collection on out-of-state sales transactions because we lack that appropriate legislation. We continue to work cooperatively with our elected officials and see that the legislation is enacted. In the interim, we're sending letters out today to Amazon on Amazon Prime Day to the leaders of Amazon, Wayfair, and Overstock, asking them to voluntarily comply with the spirit of the Supreme Court decision and immediately begin collecting and remitting sales tax on all transactions conducted on their platforms. We're not declaring war on Amazon, Wayfair, and Overstock, or any other e-commerce platform. We're not enemies. We're competitors. Some of us at times are even customers. We are doing this and talking from business person to business person with them and saying it's the right time to do the right thing. It makes sense because mandatory compliance is inevitable, and it makes sense because doing so will help establish the industry's best practice after which Congress can model any federal legislation. It's time to do the right thing and comply with the spirit of the Supreme Court decision. I thank you very much, and remember, before you click, remember that we are shopping locally.
The Nassau Council is an organization representing 47 chambers and over 10,000 small businesses across Nassau County. Personally, I think everybody standing here is prime. We don't have our heads stuck in the sand. We all have websites and an online presence. But Long Island's cost of living is high, and when dollars are spent shopping online with out-of-state vendors, there is a big negative impact on our local economy. We, the Long Island businesses, pay a significant portion of income, property, and employment tax. When people spend $100 here, 48% stays on Long Island. Less than 14% stays here when you buy from an e-tailer. Every dollar you spend locally returns 3 times more money to our economy. That's almost 50% more than when you shop online. You know, being a member means being a part of something. Kids are members of Boys and Girl Scouts and sporting teams. Public libraries serve our members. Orchestra members practice together. Country clubs, churches, temples, PTAs all have a social element and human communication. There is a human connection with being a member of something. Local stores add originality, color, sight, and sound to a community. They are local members too. They help Long Island be Long Island. Every dollar spent locally benefits and helps make vibrant and whole communities. Our brick and mortar businesses employ our friends, neighbors, not robots. So our message is simple. Continue to be a member of this wonderful, wonderful Long Island community. Teach and tell your children what being a member of a team really means for their future. Yes, we all think it's way past time for e-commerce platforms like Amazon, Wayfair, Overstock to comply with the Supreme Court decision. They should immediately begin collecting and remitting sales tax on all, I repeat, all transactions. Remember, before you click and buy, give Shop Local a try.
I'm here this morning to address the issue of the online sales tax across our counties, affecting all of the small businesses across Long Island. Our biggest concern is obviously the small businesses and the negative impact that's hitting all of these downtown retailers and the small businesses, and the domino effect, the trickle-down effect of what's also happening. It's not just the small businesses that have a retail store, but it's also the small businesses that are affected and actually work together collaboratively when you go to your accountant, when you go to your bank, when you go to your attorney. All of these businesses are negatively impacted when small businesses go out of business. So please, be more cognizant, be aware, and be conscious of the fact that every time you're buying something online, what you're doing to impact all of the businesses in your neighborhoods and in your county. Thank you.
What we have today, this is the second press conference on this issue where the Suffolk Chambers and the Nassau Chambers and Vision Long Island have come together. The first one we did in May had both county execs, Laura Kern and Steve Ballone. I think it was their first press conference together. So the good news is there's support for across the board for these changes. So let's just establish that this is popular, people support it, and all the folks who come into everybody's stores here, you're hearing that folks would support that, right? Yes. All right, so that's a resounding yes. There's support, number one. Number two, the Supreme Court decision that was made clears a roadblock to allow this legislation to move forward. So the question then is, now that we've kind of gotten these roadblocks out of the way, let's get to number three. The most important issue is that we need the state to act and move legislation forward. They may come back in a special session. If they come back in a special session, we need to send a message to, whether it be the Senate Republicans or the Democratic Assembly or the governor, to allow this to move forward in a way that it can in the state. But also, we can do our part. On a day like today, and we talk about Amazon Prime, well, this is a shop local day for me. And this is a shop local day for everyone here who does this every day as well. But we can take action in shopping local. And I'll end with this. We've worked in downtowns for 20 years in revitalization projects at Vision Long Island. And everybody loves their downtowns. Everybody says, we love them, we love them, we love them. It's like, well, folks need to put their resources where their heart is, and make that connection between your heart and loving these stores and investing in them. And that is the key, and particularly in summertime where all the downtowns are tourist destinations and they do such a great job with the restaurants and bars. We need support for all the hard goods that are here as well in the brick and mortar stores. So support your brick and mortar stores and support shopping local today.
My name is Mike Costello. I'm the CEO of Costello's Ace Hardware. We're a second generation hardware home center company founded by my father, Vincent Costello, and we've been in business for 45 years. 23 of our 30 locations are on Long Island, where we roughly employ about 525 Long Islanders that are supporting themselves and their family. like to let you all in on what we're doing on this Amazon Prime Day. We're trying to highlight what really is our legacy, which is that of serving, unrealistically serving our communities, and we're having some fun with Prime Day by having Prime Rib Day. Prime Rib Day is happening in our Bethpage store, where we're going to be serving prime rib sliders to our customers for lunch today, and also offering a store-wide discount. So it's a way that we are trying to rally around an event and rally around how important it is for our customers and ourselves to have the relationship and the strong one we have. And that was really the vision of my father. Thank you.
On today, Prime Day, we are really highlighting the Shop Local movement. We really need to keep shopping local, be it on Long Island, be it in New York State, be it in any state. Everybody needs to shop local to keep the money where it is, in the community. The community stores, the brick and mortar stores, really do support the local economy. Be it the baseball team, the soccer team, the ballet, the dance, whatever it is, everything, the church, the temple, that is done within your community is supported wholeheartedly by the people standing behind me. We all support everything local, so we really need it supported back from the people who live locally.
Before you click and buy, give Shop Local.
And remember, before you click and buy, give Shop Local a try. It works.